Dosunmu wasn't in the starting lineup at that point like he is tonight, coming over in that trade with Chicago. And a big piece of the Wolves' success as of late has Ayo been. And that's a really early turnover on Anthony Edwards and the Wolves.
Yeah, VJ Edgecombe smothering him defensively, giving him very little room to operate along that sideline, forcing the turnover.
And here's VJ now, named the Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month for the first time in his career yesterday. Had a great chat with VJ about that pregame. We'll run that for you at halftime, so be sure to stay with us. And on cue, VJ hit the fadeaway.
Well, and what makes it impressive about winning the Conference Player of the Rookie of the Month is the fact that he's doing it in April or for this March, and the fact that it's deep into the season where most guys get kind of tired and they wither out. He seems to be thriving right now.
No rookie wall for this guy. We talked to him about that and more. It was a great little chat.
Yeah, don't miss it. It was actually very interesting.
Yeah, it's very fun. Maxey trying to get it back to Embiid, and the Sixers will turn it up. Rookie wall, schmookie wall.
Well, and there's times where he was also running the point for this team, too, with the depleted lineup due to injuries. So he's had to adjust his game back and forth throughout this first campaign for him.
Wolves get a couple of bites at the apple, but don't get anything out of it. Maxey back to Embiid. That one rims off. After the game on Wednesday, Maxey was actually joking with VJ, who's demanding that Tyrese now call him PG1, Point Guard 1. Those two have a very fun relationship. With a reach-in foul there on Barlow. Again, he was gone for 6 games because of some soreness in his right knee.
I think it's just a precautionary thing, too. If you see some swelling in the knee and you know the playoffs are right around the corner, you could afford to sit him out now as opposed to not being able to lose him during the playoffs.
No doubt about that, yeah. Lakers may be experiencing that. Luka Doncic going down with potentially an injury that's going to keep him out for a while last night. Edgecombe can't get that one to go. Barlow tracks down the loose ball. Paul George coming off that great performance on Wednesday and picking up where he left off.
And again, Dominic Barlow with the rebound. That time a floorboard, finding his teammate ready to shoot.
And Maxey was also talking about Barlow after Wednesday's win. And that's going to be a foul on Maxey. So 3 free throws. Delaware State Player of the Year back in the day.
Moving forward.
It took him, understandably, a little while to get settled in after that trade from the Knicks a couple of years ago.
And all his friends are there. That's the other thing, too. It's not just leaving another team, which is by itself an ordeal, something that you have to learn to overcome. But he's also leaving a heck of a bond there in New York.
George's pass deflected and into the hands of DiVincenzo. Dosunmu. The kick out to Edwards. Short on that 3. A rare miss, as we mentioned in the open. Career high from beyond the arc this season. Down to Embiid it goes. The finger roll doesn't go. Neither does the tap it.
Battling in there with Julius for good post position.
Randall through the hands of Gobert. Takes a friendly Wolves bounce right into the hands of Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, just kind of, he was spotting up at the three-point line. Saw the loose.
Maxey at 28 in Wednesday's win in D.C. High off the window for 2.
Just so good when he keeps his dribble alive. That little hesitation dribble freezes the defender, then high off the glass and in, outside the reach of Gobert.
DiVincenzo, an air ball. Gobert tied up by Barlow. He led the way in that win just after the All-Star break in Minnesota. Tyrese had 39 points in that one. Sixers didn't have Embiid or Paul George. This guy was available, but the Wolves just kind of sluggish in that one. That tough shot off. Here comes Maxey now.
Yeah, Maxey coming over to help VJ on Edwards that time, making life difficult for Ant.
Waiting for Embiid to get into the front court. Barlow on the baseline, and he's fouled by Randall. A great... Again, just doing all the little things this year. Just 22 years old. Barlow undrafted in the offseason, betting on himself, hoping that if he played well before the trade deadline, there might be a standard contract waiting for him after it. And there was. Now, hopefully going to be a Sixer for a while.
Well, and you up-and-coming future ballers out there, how is Dominic succeeding? He didn't come in here expecting to get 30 points a night. He looks around and sees, we've got plenty of scores. What does this team need? Defense and rebounding.
Showtime, Barlow! Almost like he knew that we were talking about him. The block on one end and the hammer on the other.
Case in point.
Exhibit
A, exactly.
I wonder, it looked like he did have an earpiece in when we were down on the floor.
We certainly appreciate the timing of it all.
Great stuff by Dominic. And such a great teammate off the floor as well. Just consistently pumping.
Ask for plays and ask for shots. The rest of the guys would look at him and go, wait a second, you just got here, as Randall responds. But what he has done is he has carved out a position, a little niche for him. Hustle, climbing the boards, and giving you extra effort plays, and it works for him.
George back to Embiid. And Still looking for the elbow jumper to fall. George in the middle of 4 Timberwolves comes away with the floorboard.
Comes dribbling out of that crowd.
Showing off the handle. He's been mentoring this guy. PG's been mentoring our rope.
Oh, my
step
goodness.
back. Looks so smooth, though.
Sure does. Covers a lot of ground with that step back, too. Defenders have to lunge at him.
6 of those in D.C. on Wednesday did Paul George. That one way too strong from DiVincenzo.
Yeah, Paul was able to get out to Dante. No open looks for DiVincenzo.
Tyrese has a step back of his own.
Look at this. Look at this.
Underneath, kicking out. PG. Can't connect from 3.
Again, looking for a shooter as soon as he gets that offensive rebound. No one would fault him if he just put it right back up himself and wanted 2 for himself, but no. He is looking to maximize each trip down the floor.
Masumu around and off, trying to use that go-bear screen. Barlow another rebound. Good pace to this one so far. Already halfway through our first quarter. And the Sixers will use their first. Maxey down to MB. And MB gets on the score sheet with that baseline jumper.
Yeah, nice little baseline screen, too. Little action underneath the basket to free up Joel.
All 5 starters now. Onto the scoreboard for your Sixers. Anthony Edwards has 5 to lead the way for Minnesota.
Yeah, he's just so smooth and wasting very little movement or energy. Everything effective.
Nice ball movement here by the Sixers, swinging it around the horn.
Oh.
And then Embiid took a little too long. Nas Reed with the block there.
Heck of a recovery from
And
Reed.
then Barlow, speaking of recoveries, a great block on Reed, but then Reed keeps his composure and puts it up again. Oubre with 18 points. Also had 4 steals. He was big on both ends in Minnesota, end of February. Joel Embiid, too strong from 3. Still looking for that shot again. Did not play Wednesday, out due to illness, and fought through that illness Monday down in Miami. So still trying to refine that rhythm.
Little muted effort here right now at the beginning for Joel.
And Edwards didn't play last night with an illness of his own. Good defense by Grimes. So don't have to get off a shot immediately, but fairly quickly after it comes in. Gobert heaves.
Why
Yeah,
not?
the Sixers will definitely
Oh, my
allow
goodness.
that.
We encourage that. By all means, sir.
Dozen apiece. Back to MB. Favorite spot for beyond the arc.
Oh!
Having a first quarter to remember.
He caught that down by his hip with 2 hands and then brought it up and flushed it in a crowd.
The start for DB, Dominic Barlow. Here's Bones Highland, another Wilmington, Delaware native, just like DiVincenzo. Reed can't get it to go.
That's good defense from Dominic. Not fouling Reed and bailing him out, making him shoot over him. We talked about contest shots.
Tyrese Maxey. Similar to our first quarter score, here at South Philly, very low scoring affair so far as NBA basketball is concerned. But I'll have to have it. Kate Scott with you. And this guy looked great in our first 12 minutes. Paul George starts with the basketball here in quarter 2. Shot clock winding down. Oubre into the paint, flips it up. And the bouncing ball tracked down by Nas Reed.
Good hustle from Reed to get to that loose ball. Crowd thought Randall walked.
This guy got away with a walk just before we went to commercial break, and he gets the roll there. BJ Edgecombe, reigning Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month as of yesterday. Again, talked to BJ before the game. Paul and I did. We're going to have that interview at halftime. Adem Bono with a baseline jam.
Good drive from Paul George. That drew 2 defenders to him, and that left Adem alone along that baseline. Nice bounce pass to find Bona for the finish.
21-19 Sixers.
Ooh, good pump fake.
Wow, great move. Great move by the former 6th man of the year, Nas Reed. Such an important part of this team's success. He comes off the bench, but he could easily be a starter. George, the spin, the fade, and the finish for PG.
Yeah, Reed at one time was an all-star in his career, so he does have the accolades, and he's got the respect of opposing teams as well. Good move.
Randall tried to sneak it around to him, but couldn't hang on. Sixers ball.
Yeah, a little too hard of a pass headed towards Reed. Just could not get his hands on it.
Oh, George playing a little point forward here. Great ball movements. Kelly Oubre Jr. No, they're going to call
Smart move on Reed. Yeah, he took the charge.
Offensive foul on Adem Bono.
But that extra step is what caused the contact and the charge.
Randall trying to sneak that one inside to Anderson, and he couldn't hang on either, so back-to-back turns by the Wolves.
Yeah, you can't really fault Randall except for the fact that he's not getting it to his teammates, but the idea is a good one on both occasions, just unable to connect.
Third turnover on Minnesota. Sixers with 6 turns, but Minnesota's only scored 3 points off of those 6 turnovers. Paul George, just a veteran move there, drawing the foul on Anderson. Full and half season ticket memberships should be guaranteed in the first round.
Yeah, I'm not a believer of looking over your shoulder and around at what other people are doing anyway. It can be too distracting and take away from the task that you have at hand. So yeah, handle your business and the rest will fall where it needs to fall.
Island jumping in.
You can see his ability, freezing the defender, little crossover, then exploding to the basket.
Yeah, he's really found a nice home in Minnesota after bouncing around first couple of years in the NBA. Bones was a Denver Nugget. He was a Clipper with Paul George. Quentin Grimes short. Here's Highland again.
Fast he is with the ball.
Yeah.
Oh.
And 5 T-Wolves. Foul on this guy, VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, pull up.
That's Randall on him, way out. They're midcourt.
Use his aggressiveness against him, go right at him.
Trying to step through and swing it up, couldn't get it to the rim.
Pretty good defense from Randall there. Height playing a big part of it, giving VJ a lot to shoot over.
Good hands by Grimes. It looked like he knocked it off, so probably, if you're the Sixers, you don't want to review that and just deal with the out-of-bounds play as Highland hits a 3. So a little 8-0 Wolves run here. Earlier in the second quarter again. This was the difficult quarter for the Sixers Wednesday against the Wizards. They exploded in the third for 47 points after a dismal second quarter. See if they can bounce back here. Nice move by Kelly Oubre Jr.
Yeah, gathered himself. Reed was on him. He was able to shed the defender for just a split second. Enough time to get that shot up in front of the rim and in.
DiVincenzo, catch and shoot. Rebound by George.
Nobody in front of him. Why not?
DJ, the driving kick. Kelly Oubre Jr. from outside.
Yeah, why wait? Forcing the defense to collapse around him. He finds his teammate spotting up in the corner, ready to let it fly.
So, had been an 8-0 Wolves run. Kelly responding with a little 5-0 run of his own. Randall sheds Embiid and jams it.
Yeah, a little hip action there just to get rid of Joel.
And Embiid holding that right side where he strained that oblique a couple of weeks ago. The handle from PG, and he's fouled by Anderson. You just have to rest it. There's no magic potion that can make it better.
Yeah, and coughing and sneezing and all that stuff certainly does not help the cause.
Embiid back for the Sixers tonight. PG splits the free throws. First guy in double figures. He's got 11. Ties us at 31. 6th time we have been tied already tonight.
In a low-scoring affair here.
Anderson on the spin.
Both teams having to work for every bucket they get. You see how much work Anderson has put in. They have run that play for him twice now, both times resulting in buckets. The little solo post-up in the middle of the lane.
Kelly Oubre Jr. can't connect from the free throw line. Kind of feels like, I know there was college basketball played here in South Philly while we were away. Women's Final Four tonight. Men's Final Four tomorrow. Kind of a college-esque score. Gobert met at the rim by George and Embiid. Anderson, no. Embiid comes away with it.
Good pass there.
Behind the Wolves for 2.
Yeah, Highland, I'm not sure what position he was trying to play, if he was going to try to stop Joel's penetration, but he was way off of Quentin Grimes. Nice lead pass, taking him to the basket for 2.
Tied again at 33. Midway through this second quarter. Anderson. With a soft touch off the glass.
Even his fast moves are slow. Be hungry now.
I know. I could go for some French fries, really hot, crispy right now.
Nice crispy nuggets.
So there are the rebounds after the Grimes miss. Quarter pounder with cheese.
Oh, stop.
I know you're a Big Mac guy. Oh, McFlurry. What else we got? Okay, we're done. Not straight for 3.
Well, we said it earlier, right? He's missed a couple. He's missed 3 to be exact. His first 3 read, that is not going to deter him. He will continue to be a threat and shoot it.
There's been a rock fight from outside so far. The Sixers 2 of 10. The Timberwolves 4 for 18 from 3. Embiid short on that 3. And still hasn't found it. Joel now 1 for 9. He's 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. Dealing with illness and dealing with that oblique as well that he might have just tweaked again a few minutes ago. Reed has it knocked away. Just able to save it. Shot clock winding down.
Heck of a save, too.
Zuma. Highlands. Heaves and hits. Bones Highland. The local
Highland for the three opportunity. Wide open was Highland in that corner.
leading all scores. He's got 14 points in 14 minutes. Again, a Wilmington, Delaware native. An incredible story. I'm sure most of you already know it because he was a high school star down in Delaware, but an awful house fire when he was a junior, in the NBA.
You know, if you're Chris Finch, you know you've got a guy out there who is resilient and tough.
Yeah. 44-37, Minnesota in front. 3.5 to go in our first half.
Trying some away from the ball action to free up Edwards.
Gobert, no. Great defense again by George and Embiid. And then Gobert got a piece of George. That's why PG is down. DJ smartly just takes it away from his teammate. Knew he had to get it across the timeline.
PJ looked like he took his lunch money or something. It's like, dude, we got to go. Give me that.
The bus is coming.
Right?
PG touching it up.